what is your opinion on, comedy? Should certain things be off limits? Like I hear sometimes some favorite comedians of mine, say ableist jokes, and the room will die. The room will just lose it. And then I'm like, well, the crowd liked the joke, so it was a successful joke. But at the same time, it was, not that nice to the disability community. So what are your thoughts on that?
Me being a comedian, I feel like there's no off limits to anything you say. I think you can say anything as a comedian, right? Because
Yeah.
the art of it, right?
Okay.
Say, oh, I'm not going to talk about this, but I can't talk about that. That's when you start division, right? Like if I want to be accepted to society, I can't be like, oh, comedians can't make a joke about me. No, you're singling me out from everybody else. I can
Yeah.
make fun of me like how you make fun of somebody else, right? You can't. I mean, you could be it's sensitivity in a lot of things. I feel like if the intent is wrong, then sometimes you can be like, oh, this person's a nasty person. But if it's a joke that like, because comedians, they take a while to format these jokes, right? I know there's a lot of
Yeah.
thought behind it. That's what I'm saying. It's all about the intent, right? But like I said, you can't. Comedy's comedy, man. Like comedy is comedy. I feel like once you start being like saying I can't talk about this, you're taking away the creativity of that comedian, right? You're limited that person of what they want to because of the expression. When you tell when an artist is drawing, you don't tell them, oh, you shouldn't draw that or draw this. It's
Yeah.
how that person is perceived, how this artwork is supposed to look like, right? Anything like a
Yeah.
comedian, right? Like their format in this joke, and that's how they look at it through their eyes. And it's like it's up to the audience to understand it. But that's art, right? It's supposed to be expression, the
Mm-hmm.
freedom of to say whatever you want to say. When like I said, it's all. I think if you want to be criticized with whatever the joke the comedian's saying, I think it's all about the intent and how it comes across. But I can't be like, oh, you can't talk about a certain topic. I feel like you should be able to talk about anything.
Yeah. That's my
Mhm.
opinion too. I think that nothing should be off limits, and I think intent is a
Right.
big thing, and also how much thought went into it. If it's perceived as like a lazy joke, like if someone just wants to make like a lazy joke about, like what would be considered a lazy joke about a wheelchair user? I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Just jokes that you probably hear 1,000
That's what I'm
times.
saying.
Like
Yeah.
it has to be innovative. It has to be like something new and fresh, and then also the intent has to be not like just mean spirited. I don't know. It could be a roast is fine because a roast is kind of like, hey, we're just poking jokes back and forth. But if it's just like a bullying type of thing, which it rarely is, but then you kind of got to look at
Yeah.
it differently. But yeah, it's something that I'm interested in because comedy, I don't feel like most people don't perceive comedy or stand-up comedy as an art
No.
form
Mhm.
when it is. And I think if you start to look at it like an art form, you'll think of it differently. And it's something I'm figuring out too, because I like real dark
Yeah.
humor, man.
Yeah.
And sometimes it involves that. And then I do this series on Instagram called Ableist or Chill, and I take like stand-up comedy clips or clips from films, and I analyze them if I think they're ableist or I'm cool with it, and that like it's just a joke.
Yeah.
So it's something that I'm personally, exploring, and
That's like I said, it all goes back to intent. Because if you kind of tell Bill Burr not to joke about things that he wants to joke about, he's no longer Bill Burr, right? He does not becoming.
yeah,
He's not the person. He's not the comedian who he is today, right? That gives that edge gave him a platform to become the person he is today, right? So
mm-hmm.
you can't take away the art form of comedy. I feel like like I said, it's all about like I said, it comes down to the intent. And if you're being malicious and mean, that's a whole different story.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
think you're right. And I love Bill Burr, and I think just what people latch onto is
Yeah.
truth, just being honest and
Right.
authentic in a world where social media, everyone's being fake, the news
Right.
seems fake. You can't. Everything seems fake, and I think that's one thing you can always rely on is stand up comedy to just kind of give you a punch in the face every now and then to kind of wake
I
you up a
agree.
little bit.